I keep coming back to this thought. I don't think the worst thing that's ever happened to you should be the first thing I know about you. And that might be an unfair thing to say because some people have lived through things that I can't even begin to imagine. People have lived through things like abuse, loss, trauma, addiction, things that don't just disappear because somebody tells you to move on. I'm not talking about pretending like those things don't matter. I'm talking about something else entirely. I'm talking about something that happens years down the line. When someone asks you who you are, and somehow the answer always begins with what someone else did to you. I've been wondering where that line is because pain changes people. I mean, it should. If something really hurt you, I'd expect you to come out different. The problem is, different and defined aren't the same thing. Those are two completely different lives. I've met people who have every reason in the world to be angry, and somehow they are still generous. I've met people who were lied to and still became trustworthy. I've met people who were abandoned and still somehow became the safest person in the room. I've met people whose lives have completely stopped at one moment. It's like time kept moving, but they didn't. Every new friendship has to learn that story. Every disagreement somehow connects back to that story. Every relationship starts carrying something that happened years earlier. And I started asking myself, who benefits from that? Not the person who was hurt, not the people trying to love them now, certainly not the person they could still become. So who wins? The past does. The thing that broke you keeps collecting interest. It gets to introduce you before you get the chance to. And that's the part I can't stop thinking about. I think we've accidentally started treating healing like it means remembering every detail forever. I don't think that's healing. Healing isn't forgetting. Healing is waking up one day and realizing your future finally has a louder voice than your past. That doesn't mean you never think about it again. It just means it stops making every decision for you. It stops deciding who gets your trust, it stops deciding how you see yourself, and it stops deciding how every new person has to earn the right to know you. I know somebody's going to hear this and think I'm saying people should just get over it. I'm not. Some things stay with you for the rest of your life. I believe that. But staying with you and becoming you are not the same thing. Because if the person who hurt you still gets to decide how you love, how you trust, how you see yourself, how you walk into every room, they're still writing your story. Years later, without even being there, to me that doesn't sound like freedom. It sounds like some kind of prison. And I don't want that. I don't want the worst days of my life to be my introduction. I don't want to spend decades proving that somebody else's decision gets the final word on who I become. Maybe that's what healing really is, not pretending that it never happened, not acting like it didn't hurt, just reaching the point where your life becomes more interesting than your wound. Because I want to know who you are now, not just what happened to you then. I think that's the person the people around you have been waiting to meet.